What is going on, fight fans? So we got actually new information. We know a little bit more about stats, and it looks like my prediction of this game coming out very soon is probably going to come to fruition. Let's go ahead and talk about some new information that was revealed. This is Edward, and you're watching Boxing Fanatico. Alright guys, so today has been a bit revealing about the direction of Esports Boxing Club, and the more, to be honest, the more information they give us, the more confidence we have as the consumer or the future consumer of the product that the game will be released. But today was very telling because certain puzzle pieces came into the fray that's giving us the indicator that this game is probably going to be released very soon. Now, there have been rumblings that the delay was just a minor delay, a short delay. There's been some rumblings, but now the circumstantial evidence, if you will, has pointed us towards the fact that yes, it is a short delay. And my prediction that I put up for this delay is that instead of the console version coming out in Q1, that the early access will come out in Q1, which means somewhere between now and March, which is the first quarter. And then the console version won't be too far behind, maybe about a month after the early access release on PC. And now I feel that there's further circumstantial evidence pointing in that direction. For example, they have let people already play the game and take a look at the game, either them playing the game in front of those people or what have you. They have already shown the game in its natural state where you're playing the game and not in a trailer to people like Empire Pro Tape, for example. This was retweeted by ESBC today with Empire Pro Tape saying, "Thank you for that sneak peek of the game." And with the fire emojis and the game controller emojis, you could probably tell that they really enjoyed that game or whatever they saw. So they got a sneak peek of the game. So this is after the trailer had already released. So we already know that this is not the Alpha Movement trailer. So that is very telling because they're showing it to more people. Yes, Empire Pro Tape is partnered with them, but they are not working on the game with them. So that is a very important fact. And then we have another follow-up to the videos that they do with the stats, where the fighters are predicting their stats in the game. And an interesting element came from that. Nearly all the stats for Lyndon Arthur, who is the fighter that's being featured here, are completely different, which means those fight cards are looking at some of the stats of the fighters and not all of the stats of the fighters. So if you look at the card here, you'll see speed, endurance, strength, health, defense, and potential. The only one that's the same as the last card that they did with Josh Warrington is defense, because in Josh Warrington's card you see power, footwork, aggression, defense, chin, and hand speed. Now look how detailed this is. Speed is an attribute. Speed is a stat, but that is not directly connected to hand speed. Hand speed is its own stat. It's its own trait that you can have, which is very, very interesting because it looks like they're having stats and substats, which shows a lot of depth in how different and how varied these stats are actually going to be. I mean, potential is a stat. That is a really good stat because how unique of a stat is potential, and how do you even implement that into the system? For somebody to have potential, for example, if it was Shakur Stevenson that was in the game, I would give Shakur Stevenson a 100 for potential. So But how does that equate? Does that give him an ability to be a little bit better than his stats? Does that give him an edge on somebody who may have similar stats to him in terms of skill or something to that effect based off potential? This is an interesting stat and how that will play in to someone's specific fighting style. But they also mention the elephant in the room. Great job by Fawad Abdul Aziz as he spoke to Lyndon Arthur and said, hey, what do you think about how, people don't think that this game is coming out and, we're working on it, but just people don't know. But how do you feel since you've seen bits and pieces of the game? And he's like, I think that the game is going to be fantastic. You can tell that Lyndon Arthur likes boxing video games and likes to play boxing video games, as he admitted that he still plays, I think he said Fight Night Round 2 or Fight Night Round 3 with his friends. And he said from what he saw, he thinks that it looks amazing and that it's going to be an amazing game when it releases. So all of these circumstantial evidence, obviously none of these things are smoking guns, but it all falls within the line of the fact that this game will most likely come out very, very soon. And Fawad Abdul Aziz also said in his interview with Lyndon Arthur that this game is coming out very, very soon. He said very, very soon, which means that this definitely at least keeps it within the range of this year. And the fact that he emphasized very soon, I think that it does put it within Q1. I think this is a small delay, guys, and we are about to get this game sooner than you think. That's it for the current news that we have on the game. Guys, of course, if any more news drops, you know where you're going to get it, right here on Boxing Fanatico. So you want to hit that subscribe button and you want to click that notification bell so that you don't miss anything when it comes to Esports Boxing Club. I'm Edward, and I'm out.